Hello everybody, it's Mr. Kamiyama. Now I'm here to continue our journey through exponents. All right, so we talked about multiplying monomials. We talked about power over power. We talked about them individually, but what happens if they're together in the same problem? Does it really make things more difficult? Nah, not really, okay? We add a couple more steps to the problem, but it's not really more difficult. We're just multiplying and adding simple numbers to get our solution, okay? And so it's the same thing we're doing. Now, if we take a look up here, I got this power of a power right here. It's x to the fourth, all raised to the third power, okay? And it's being multiplied to 2x. This is just basic monomial. So if we got something like this, how can we simplify and find our answer? Well, very quickly, the first thing we should do is try to get rid of the parentheses that we have, okay? Get rid of that power of a power, okay? So how do we do that? Y'all should remember this. All we do is we take the exponent that's outside of the parentheses and we distribute to every exponent in the parentheses. Now, does everything have an exponent that's in the parentheses? Yeah, we only got an x and that 4 is there. So we just distribute. Now, what's 3 times 4? 12. So we get x to the 12th power. And then let's just bring this down. Don't try to do extra and do everything in one step. Makes things confusing, okay? Learn to bring stuff down. It's okay to write. Now, so no more power over power. We got rid of that. So now we're just going to multiply these monomials. Now, question. Remember what we need to do when multiplying monomials. We take the numbers in front of the exponents. The numbers in front of the variables, and we multiply them, right? That's what we got to do. So if we look at this, what's really in front of the x? It's really a 1, right? We don't got to write it, but it's really there. So I'm just going to take this 2, and I'm going to multiply it to the 1. I can write it if I want. It's not going to make it wrong. What's 2 times 1? It's 2. Now, how many x's do we have? Please, this is where some people get confused. Because they say, oh, look, I got 12 there and done that. This x there, who cares? This x is something that needs to be included. Don't make it lonely and leave them off. It's going to be sad. What do you put with this x? You make the exponent of 1. Now remember, when you're multiplying these two monomials, you take this 12 and you add it to the 1. These two numbers right here, you're going to add them up. What's 12 plus 1? 13. So it's going to be x to the 13th power. So 2x to the 13th power is your answer. And that's what's going to happen when you take a power of power and you combine it with some multiplication. Okay? That's it. Okay? That's what we got to do. Now, if it was this easy, we'd be okay, but it's not. It's going to get more difficult, right? It always does. Math never just stays simple. It's always try to do a little bit more, get a little extra, make it a little more difficult. And check out this next problem right here, where it gets a little more difficult. Take a look. All right. So if we look here, first thing I'm going to do, let's look at this. 2h squared times, then we're going to put some parentheses, 2h squared, let me think, j to the third, k to the second, all raised to the second power. Okay, so let's take a look at this problem. See, looks a little bigger, a little bit uglier, but it's not bad. It's the same thing. Okay, these, as the problems get longer, it doesn't make them more difficult. Just makes them longer to do, but they're not hard, okay? So remember the first thing that we do. Remember I said, let's get rid of the parentheses first. So leave this alone for now. Don't worry about that. Worry about the parentheses. Does everything in the parentheses have an exponent? If not, give it a 1. Let's look. Does this 2 have an exponent? Nope, we gotta give it a 1. You cannot forget to give your number in front an exponent, okay? Number one mistake in this, people don't do that. They just say, oh, it's just 2. No, give it that 1. H to the second, J to the third, K to the second. Everything good. So now what we got to do is, all we got to do is take this 2 and distribute to everything inside the parentheses. So take a look. We take this 2, we distribute to the 1. What's 1 times 2? 2. So this is going to be 2 to the second power. See? Then we take this 2, we distribute to the 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. So we take h to the 4th power. Then we take this 2, we distribute again to this 3. Now what's 2 times 3? 6. So that means it's going to be j to the 6th power. Then what about this k? You got 2, you distribute to the 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Right? We got rid of that power of power. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by the 2, the h, and to the 2nd power. All right. So I just brought this part down. Okay. Now what I want to do in this step is I want to look and see if I have any numbers that's raised to a power, because that's where things get a little bit tricky. That's where it gets a little bit interesting. So let's look. Is this 2 raised to any power other than 1? Leave them alone. This 2, is this raised to any power other than 1? Yep, that 2. So what's 2 to the 2nd power? 2 to the 2nd power is just 2 times 2, which means that it's going to be 4, right? So all I do is I take this 2 that's in front of the h, and I'm going to multiply it to this 4 right here. Now what's 2 times 4? 8. So I got an 8 here. That's going to be in my answer. I got an 8 because 2 times 4 is 8. Now if we look at the h, how many h's do we have? Let's take a look. So we're looking at h's. I got 2 here, right? And I have 4 here. What's 2 plus 4? Remember, you're adding those exponents. What's 2 plus 4? 6, right? Then what you got is how many j's do you got? You got no j's over here, but you got a j right here. And it's j to the what? To the 6th power. And then finally, do you have any k's? You got k's here, but no k's here. So it's going to be k to the 4th power. Now, are all your variables in alphabetical order? Please make sure you double check. A, B, C, D. Yep, that's in alphabetical order. Therefore, this right here, that's my answer right there. Okay? 8, h to the 6th, j to the 6th, k to the 4th. All right? Now I have my answer. Now, some of y'all may have this and say, okay, I got this, Kamiyama. I know what to do. If so, that's beautiful. But if not, I'm going to do one more right quick, just to make sure, okay? So let's do one more real quick, because I like to make sure y'all understanding this. Here we go. One more. Now. Oh, that's a lot of squeaking. All right, now look, here we go. Look at this one now. X to the 4th, Y to the 4th, Z to the 2nd, right? And let's do times. Let's think of this one. Y, X to the 2nd, Z to the 3rd. And let's take this and let's raise it all to the 4th power. Why not? That's a nice problem right there. I like it. Now, what's the first thing that we do? I've said it a couple times. What do we got to take care of first? Parentheses, right? We got to get rid of this power of a power. Remember my question. Does everything inside the parentheses have an exponent? The z does. The x does. The y does not. What exponent can we give it? A 1. Now, what do we do next? We take this 4 and we distribute it to every single exponent in the parentheses. Do we go all the way across over here? Nope. We only do what's in the parentheses. So if I distribute 4 times 1, it's 4. So that's going to be y to the 4th power. Take this 4, distribute one more time to the 2. What's 2 times 4? 8. Look now. What's 4 times 3? 12. And then what I do is I'm going to just take and bring this stuff down, right? X to the 4th, Y to the 4th, Z to the 2nd. Now that I got that, let's ask ourselves, okay. How many X's do I have in my problem? Well, let's look. How many X's? I got 4 here and 8 here. Ooh, that's a lot. What is 4 plus 8? It's 12. So I actually have 12 X's in my answer. How many Y's do I have? Let's take a look. How many Y's? We got 4 here and 4 here. 4 plus 4, 8. Put an 8 here. What about z's? How many z's do we have? Oy, that's a lot. We got 2 here, and we got 12 here. What's 2 plus 12? 14. So we put a 14 here. Now, are we done? Got to see if it's in alphabetical order. X, Y, Z is perfect, is beautiful in alphabetical order. So right there, we have our answer for this. See, wasn't too bad. Now, hopefully this made some sense to you. You understand how to take a power and multiply monomials and do them together, combined. Like I said, it's not that hard. Okay, it's just simple multiplication, simple addition, but just keep your work neat, write it step by step, and it'll help you get the correct answer. All right, so I hope this made some sense, and y'all have a great day, and see you guys soon.